The Federal Emergency Management Agency, or FEMA, is a government-run organization, and its mission is to support U.S. citizens and first responders to ensure that as a nation we work together to build, sustain, and improve our capability to prepare for, protect against, respond to, recover from, and mitigate all hazards. Once a disaster has occurred, the state will evaluate the damage, and if it is out of budget range, the President will decide to send FEMA or not. FEMA will then send officials and first responders to the disaster site. FEMA provides assistance for state and local government recovery expenses. FEMA provided temporary housing by giving mobile homes to victims who lost their houses. FEMA's response to Hurricane Katrina in New Orleans, however, was particularly slow. William Lokey, the chief of response at FEMA, admits that the government was not prepared for this disaster. Communication, coordination, and pre-planning were lacking and ultimately caused a delayed federal response. As a result, Lokey and other FEMA personnel realized that cracks must be sealed at the federal level. Even after a Category 3 hurricane simulation, with a very good understanding of what might happen, the government still did not apply this valuable information to protect its city due to budget cuts. One might think the U.S. government would be a little more prepared for an inevitable disaster in a hurricane-prone area, especially in one of the largest port cities in the nation. FEMA also removed much of its crew too early in the city's eyes. However, Lokey says otherwise. Due to the slow response to the hurricane, New Orleans' top emergency management official called the effort a national disgrace and questioned when reinforcements would actually reach the increasingly desperate city. New Orleans Emergency Operations Chief Terry Ebert said, "FEMA has been here 3 days, yet there is no command and control. We can send massive amounts of aid to tsunami victims, but we can't even bail out the city of New Orleans." The agency is reviewing more than $600 million given to roughly 154,000 victims of Hurricane Katrina, and now wants to take it back from the citizens they have helped. Years later, the government is revising the FEMA program under the Post-Katrina Act because of the disorganized late response. FEMA has been more organized in the latest disaster, Hurricane Sandy, and has bailed out much of the East Coast.